Welcome back and good morning. You are late for work. Let's get right into it because the rumor mill is churning, and it has landed squarely in Baltimore. Bleacher Report recently put out a piece on the Dallas Cowboys and their superstar defender Micah Parsons. The article suggests that if for some wild reason the Cowboys decide to trade Parsons, the Baltimore Ravens would be the obvious candidate to make a move. Now let's just breathe for a second. This is pure speculation. But isn't it fun to think about? Imagine Micah Parsons, a generational defensive talent, lining up in a Mike McDonald defense. You put him on the same defensive line as Justin Madubuike and Odafe Oweh, and opposing quarterbacks would not sleep for a week. The pressure would be relentless. Parsons is the kind of player that changes the entire geometry of a defense. He can rush from the edge, he can rush from the interior, he can drop into coverage. He is a nightmare for offensive coordinators. Of course, the price would be astronomical. You're talking multiple first-round picks plus more. It would be a franchise-altering trade. But the Ravens have never been shy about making bold moves to acquire defensive superstars. Think back to the trade for Roquan Smith. Eric DeCosta saw a need, and he filled it with an all-pro player. This would be that on an entirely different level. While it's a long shot, it speaks volumes that when people think of a dominant defensive player looking for a new home, they immediately think of Baltimore. That's the reputation this franchise has built. Speaking of building a franchise, you cannot do it better than the Ravens did in the 2018 NFL Draft. That class has officially made history. Think about the players selected. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Orlando Brown Jr., and Hayden Hurst. All four of those players from a single draft class have now signed second contracts worth over $50 million each. That is unprecedented. It is a testament to the scouting and development within the Ravens organization. They didn't just find talented players, they found cornerstone pieces who became stars in the league and got paid like it. And at the very top of that class is the man himself, Lamar Jackson. We've been saying it for years here in Baltimore, but it seems the national media is finally catching up. Just the other day on First Take, Stephen A. Smith flat out said there is no question that Lamar Jackson is the most talented quarterback in the National Football League. He talked about the arm talent, the speed, the elusiveness, the football IQ. He put Lamar on a pedestal above everyone else based on sheer God-given talent. And he's not wrong. We see it every single Sunday. There are other great quarterbacks, absolutely, but no one can do what Lamar Jackson can do. No one possesses that unique combination of skills that makes him a threat to score from anywhere on the field on any given play. He is a two-time MVP for a reason. And he was the crown jewel of that historic 2018 draft that continues to pay dividends not just for the Ravens, but for the players themselves. However, it's not all praise and sunshine for the Ravens roster right now. There's one piece of news that has Ravens fans scratching their heads. The NFL Top 100 list, as voted on by the players, came out, and safety Kyle Hamilton saw a baffling drop. After a season where he was arguably the best safety in football, a first-team All-Pro, a true defensive chess piece, he somehow fell 8 spots on the list. Make it make sense. You can't. Hamilton was a revelation last season. He played in the slot, he played deep, he blitzed from the edge, he did everything Mike McDonald asked of him at an elite level. He was a turnover machine and one of the most impactful defensive players in the entire league. For his peers to watch that film and vote him lower than the previous year is disrespectful. But you know what that is? It's fuel. It's bulletin board material for a player who is already one of the league's best. Kyle Hamilton will come into this season with a massive chip on his shoulder, and that is a scary thought for the rest of the NFL. So while the Micah Parsons talk is fun, the reality is this team is already loaded with talent that is somehow still being underestimated.